In the headlines, the Roza Enhancement project will move into its second phase this year. A Dominican is acting DPP in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And a series of legacy projects and special focus on the country's indigenous people for Reunion 2018. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this. Thank you for staying with us. First up, the second phase of the Roza Enhancement project will likely begin this year. Idona Jean-Baptiste has that story.
Under Phase 2 of the Enhancement project, Independence Street, Great George Street and King George V Street will be upgraded. Improved sidewalks, drainage infrastructure and modern streetlights will also be features of the project. Tourism and Urban Renewal Minister Robert Tong says the setback causing the project's delay has been ironed out.
This project is actually being done under the Ministry of Public Works. One of the setbacks was the utility companies who had not finalized and agreed on and shared their, they wanted certain non-disclosures done so that they could protect their technology and stuff like that. I think that has been done and has been submitted, so I'm hoping that the final round of consultations will start with all of the stakeholders. I am definitely hoping that it will start this year.
The Urban Renewal Minister says the public's suggestions will be taken into consideration with plans to develop Roza.
If you remember, sometime last year there was an online study being done in terms of how you want to see the city. A lot of people thought that was something totally different, that it was actually part of that same plan, so that you can get everybody to buy into the whole system. And what you basically heard was that, you know, what you see on the bayfront in terms of the trees, in terms of the sidewalk, in terms of the benches, you want to see that trickle itself out throughout the city, and all the wires, you no longer see the wires. So you remember when we had the Carnival Pass on the bayfront, that was also a strategic move so that when the band came and the revelers came down the bayfront and you started taking pictures, you wouldn't see all those telephone lines in the air, which also created a much better atmosphere. And then you also had the drone footages. So all of these things will help to make the city a lot more aesthetic and pleasing to persons. And the sidewalks, wheelchair access, I think that'll make a big difference in our city, not only for our locals, but also the visitors.
Tong says there will be public consultations before the start of the second phase of the project.
There's also plans to look at the bypass road in the Botanical Gardens, because as you can well imagine, if you're doing two streets at the same time, it's going to cause certain impacts in the city, and we're hoping that that also will be done. We're also looking at also the issue of parking, because parking is every month is getting more challenging, because you have more vehicles coming in than vehicles that are being damaged or being written off or getting old. So we're definitely starting to look at that. There's actually a plan, but it's just to see how we can put those things together and talk about the priorities.
The first phase involved the reconstruction of the Roza West Bridge, reconstruction of river walls, associated drainage and roadworks between the West Bridge and the EC Low Black Bridge, as well as dredging the Roza River between the Dominica China Friendship Bridge and the EC Low Black Bridge. That aspect of the project was funded under the Citizenship by Investment program to the tune of $18.2 million. Idona Jean-Baptiste, Channel 5 News.
On to infrastructural developments. On August 28th, the deadline for completion of the Stock Farm Road Rehabilitation. Here again is Idona Jean-Baptiste.
An improved traveling experience for the State College community in time for the start of school on September 4 as work continues on the Stock Farm Main Road. Residents of Stock Farm, Yampies and Tarish Pit also anticipate the finished project and the end to the road closures and diversions. The $3 million project to upgrade the road between the Public Works Corporation and the State College is being funded under the Citizenship by Investment program. The Public Works Corporation is undertaking the works with Clayton Jean-Baptiste as the project's supervisor.
At this point, we are on the final stage of the project. We have started our surfacing work. Right now we have placed roughly about 300 meters of asphalt concrete at a thickness of 50 millimeters with a carriage width of 6 meters.
Works so far have included construction of storm and slipper drains and retaining walls along the route. Despite challenges with the availability of private truckers when needed, heavy traffic along the route and rainy weather, the project is still expected to be completed on schedule.
We faced certain difficulties because after the heavy rain, water washed out section of what was prepared already, and we had to come in, do it all over again. So right now what we repaired, we're placing the surface today. Targeted completion date is the 28th of August, and I still feel we can make it if all goes well.
John Baptiste explained that there is much more to surfacing roads than the public thinks, and factors such as testing the concrete and asphalt are taken into consideration.
They feel like you just come in, cut a road, put in tarish and surface a road, but it is much more than that. To every pour of concrete that you would put down, you must do a sample to get the strength of the concrete. And if you don't get the strength that is required, you will have to demolish and do it over again. Whereas the surface, before putting any asphalt on the surface, you would have to do a compaction test. And then when you get the result from the lab, if it is satisfactory, then they will give a go-ahead to put in your base primer and then to continue with your surface pavement.
And the tests are being undertaken by?
Up to date by the Public Works, Ministry of Public Works soil lab.
The paving of the road began on July 31, 2017. The contract was awarded to Public Works Corporation on the 3rd of February 2017. Idona John Baptiste, Channel 5 News.
In other top stories, a Dominican is now acting Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Clement Joseph, a native of Marigot who has been working in the islands for the past years, was given the acting appointment by the island's acting governor, Anya Williams. Joseph is the holder of LLM, LLB Honors, LEC, BSc, and worked in the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in Dominica under the guidance of the then DPP, the late Jean Pestena. The former police officer views his acting appointment as a testimony of his hard work and dedication. He has pledged to continue to strive hard to do his work honestly and fairly, and says he has no doubt that he will be justly rewarded. On to the education scene, 4 students have received scholarships to the tune of approximately $1,500 each per year as they embark on their secondary school journey. The Central Cooperative Credit Union awarded 4 scholarships to deserving candidates on Friday. 2 Father Raymond Prosman's scholarships are awarded based on need, and 2 J.B. Eugene scholarships are awarded based on merit.
This scholarship will allow the students to confidently enter the secondary school, knowing that you have the financial assistance to obtain textbooks, school fees, school uniforms, and stationaries throughout your 5 years of schooling. And we say 5 because we do not expect you to repeat any class. We expect you to just scale through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off to college. To your parents, I am sure it has removed one of their biggest stressors, and it gives them peace of mind knowing that you are provided for academically with regards to finance.
The scholarship recipients are Kalissa George, Khalid Hippolyte, Erickson Philogen, and Lesma Mills.
We provide our awardees with everything they need to succeed. We provide them with books, We pay their fees, uniforms twice during the school year, and we give them additional support. Whatever support they need, we provide them with that support. So if they are not able to handle their homework, they come to the credit union. We assist them all the way because we believe that we must give the necessary support to our students to ensure that they succeed. If they need counseling, we provide them with counseling. Every and anything they need, we provide them with that.
The CCCOL scholarship program started in 2010, and to date, 32 students have benefited from the program. In Reunion 2018 news, a series of legacy projects is top on the agenda for the Reunion Year Committee. Reunion Year 2018 is set to kick off on 1st January next year, and the chairman of the Reunion Committee, Hubert Charles, says the committee would like to see a number of activities outside of the ordinary which speak to Dominica's legacy.
We've given a little more thought to the design of activities. For example, we feel that we should have what we call legacy activities. A legacy activity is an activity that long after Reunion 2018, you will be able to identify this or that product as having been originated or having originated in 2018 Reunion. One of the things that we are fairly settled on is something that came up during the previous reunion, but we were not able to do it, and that is planting flamboyant trees between Roza and Portsmouth all along the highway.
Charles says a special focus will also be placed on the country's indigenous people.
We also spoke last reunion about the importance of having a Kalinago symbol somewhere prominent. We need to do that again. We need to do this. And it can no longer be postponed. It can no longer be confused with any other thing. It has to be done. So this is already agreed.
An event which can lend a significant economic boost to the country is also high on the agenda of the Reunion Year Committee.
We already have a committee charged with designing and materializing an expo, so a national expo, allowing small and large manufacturers alike to exhibit their product, to allow our neighbors, particularly Martinique and Guadeloupe, to see what it is that we have and to bring what it is that they have, so that we can lay the basis for stronger trade between these two blocks. So this economic aspect is something that we want to give prominence to, and if we do it and do it well, then it can also be conceived as a legacy project.
Coming up, the 2017-2018 Premier League kicks off on Marpin TV.
Watch out, summer. Marpin is doing it big from 17th July to 31st August with free installation and cash prizes. Here's the drill. New customers sign up for any of our services and pay no installation, plus a chance to win cash prizes every week. Existing subscribers pay off your outstanding balance and you too will qualify to win. Sign up, pay up, and win, because life is better with Marpin.
Welcome back. Cableland Wireless is giving Marpin customers the ultimate viewing experience with access to action-packed live Premier League games every single week via Flow Sports Premier on Marpin Channel 23. Flow, through its TV brand Marpin, is giving Dominicans exclusive access to hours of nail-biting live coverage and commentary, as well as rare behind-the-scenes footage. Customers who sign up will enjoy exclusive Premier League content that is only available on the Flow Sports Premier Network through Marpin TV. To get this exciting and exclusive bundle today, all you have to do is sign up for Marpin service at our Roza office or at Cabrits Agencies in Portsmouth. The 2017-2018 season kicked off on Friday with Arsenal playing Leicester City. In matters of health, a team of nurses from the Barbados Community College has left the island impressed with Dominica's primary healthcare system. The group of 6 student nurses and 2 tutors was on island earlier as part of studies for a diploma in community health nursing from the Barbados Community College. One of the student nurses says administrative level operations at the district level health facilities stood out most.
I found it really interesting, the roles of the registered nurse midwife here in Dominica versus the ones that we have at home. It's a little different. The roles that your registered nurse midwife do, that usually falls under the designation of the community health nurse back at home, while your community health nurse here is more of the manager of the clinic. The ones at home tend to deal more with the maternity and child health and the outbreaks and surveillance and other things related to major public health issues. So the role of your RN midwife is kind of like the role that I will now be stepping into, even though we have the same qualifications.
Another of the student nurses also commended the country's primary healthcare system.
With your nurses, I find that your nurses have a lot of autonomy. They make decisions. They don't have to, like a bureaucrat system, they don't have to go to a higher level. They can make decisions at their level. And I think that that is something that we should have. I'm not saying that every decision that our nurses should make, but certain little fine issues that we would have, I think our nurses should be able to make instead of going to the CMO to make that decision.
Meantime, course coordinator Claude Springer says there have been several discussions on incorporating aspects of Dominica's primary healthcare system over in Barbados.
The one main thing we would like to see change is the way our functions within the clinic, how we function. We've talked about it for a long time, but we want to see action now whereby we really can if you're talking about primary health care being the backbone of the health of a society, then we need to focus further on primary health care. And then how then the staffing that you have, and we are very short, so we need a lot of training too, right? But how then can we inject into primary health care so that we can actually really reap the benefits and the reward? So like how you have your level of staff and stuff, if there are different particular roles and everybody is chipping into.
The exchange program started in 2009, and this is the 4th time nurses from the Barbados Community College have been on island to assess Dominica's primary healthcare system. And the leader of the parliamentary opposition, Honorable Lennox Linton, has thanked the Chinese government for its courageous leadership role in ensuring prevention of corruption and securing integrity in public office, not just in China, but around the world. Julian Morris has more.
Opposition leader Lennox Linton is currently heading a 7-member delegation to Beijing at the invitation of the Communist Party of China. According to a UWP press release, Mr. Linton told a banquet of the ruling party's international department the fight against corruption will succeed in protecting hard-earned state resources for the benefit of the people. Vice Minister of the ruling party's international department said the Chinese president takes this matter very seriously and his government will punish anyone found guilty of corruption regardless of his or her status in public office. He said even if it is felt sometimes the party will lose face because of the seniority or rank of the person involved, it is better to lose face than to lose their integrity. The UWP delegation thanked Chinese government officials for China's generous contributions to development projects in Dominica in education, sports, healthcare, road rehabilitation, and post-disaster reconstruction over the past 13 years. The UWP delegation also expressed the wish that Dominica would place a higher priority on economic growth projects in the ongoing utilization of development assistance from China. The 7-member team includes the Honorable Opposition Leader Lennox Linton, Ezekiel Bazil, Joshua Francis, Hector John, Danny Luge, Felix and the former UN Ambassador Crispin Gregoire. While in China, the UWP team will meet and hold discussions with officials of the government of China on China-Caribbean relations, economic growth policies, renewable energy, ICT, agro-processing, and light manufacturing opportunities. The visit ends on the 18th of August.
That's news. We now join Julian Morris for the sports highlights.
The Dominica Football Association expects to honor the outstanding footballers for the 2016-2017 season when it hosts its annual awards ceremony at the Fort Young Hotel on Saturday. Awards expected to be handed out include Male and Female Footballer of the Year as well as Rookie of the Year. Public Relations Officer of the DFA, Gerald George, has more.
Outstanding clubs and individuals for the 2016-2017 season will be rewarded for their efforts. The announcement of the Male and Female Footballer of the Year will be the special highlight of the ceremony. The Minister for Sports or a representative will address the function along with the President of the DFA and a featured speaker.
Also in football, a hat-trick from Shane Corcoran helped Club Blue Bear defeat Harlem United 3 goals in the last match of the preliminary round of the Dominica Football Association Under-17 Boys League. This means Club Blue Bear are moving on to the playoffs round of the league. Thursday afternoon's win was their first one from 4 matches.
The quarter-final round begins on Saturday with Esmat Tarish United taking on Dubla Football Club in the first match of a doubleheader at the Stock Farm Complex from 2 p.m. to be followed by Southeast Football Club versus Club Blue Bear at 4 p.m. In another doubleheader quarter-final matchup on Sunday at the Stock Farm Complex, Exodus Football Club will come up against Ian Douglas Bombers Football Club at 2 p.m, while at 4 p.m. it will be East Central versus New Wave Point Michelle.
In basketball, the Dominica Amateur Basketball Association expects to host its first Under-17 Basketball Festival on Saturday at Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. The association says this is part of its commitment to promote and develop youth in the sport of basketball. A release from the DABA says all under-17 teams, clubs and individual players are invited to participate. Activities will include 3-point shootout, layup contest, 3x3 challenge, speed dribbling competition and more. The festival will also feature various guest speakers who will encourage the young ballers to commit to the sport. All teams and clubs are asked to be in uniform. For those needing transportation from the south of the island, a bus will be leaving the Dominica Grammar School grounds at 1 p.m. The Basketball Festival is expected to be the first in a series of festivals to be held across the country to showcase young, budding talent in the sport. In more basketball action, LA Knights defeated Kelva Daru Hurricanes by 3 points in Game 1 of the Division 1 match at Massac on Thursday night. Knights got 52 points, with Ridge Blaze contributing 14 points and Roderick Blaze 10 points. In a losing effort for Hurricanes, Jerry Wright scored 19 points and Aldin Pierce scored 9. In Game 2, Flow X-Men had the better of E.H. Charles Crossover, defeating them 68 points to 64. Scoring for X-Men, Chanel Tong 19 points, Davidson Toulon 18, Ronald Abraham 11 points and Joseph Hippolyte 10 points. For Crossover, Sergi Joseph scored 27 points, Macrae Edwards 19 points and Brandon Lazar 11 points. In cricket, the Barbados Trident secured a 21-run victory under the Duckworth-Lewis method against the St. Lucia Stars in the Caribbean Premier League 2020 on Thursday night. The match was affected by some rain delays. Winning the toss and batting first, Trident scored 196 for 4, with its captain Kieran Pollard scoring 83 not out from 53 balls. Kane Williamson scored 46 runs from 44 balls, Dwayne Smith scoring 36 runs from 27 balls. Bowling for Stars, Kyle Mayers took 2 for 30, while Jerome Taylor and Mitch McClenaghan took 1 wicket each. The Stars, in reply, could only manage 129 runs for the loss of 6 wickets, with captain Darren Sammy scoring 60 not out. Bowling for Tridents, Wayne Parnell took 3 for 28, and Wahab Riaz took 2 for 27. In volleyball, Dominica has won the silver medal in the second round of the World Championship qualifiers. According to a release from the Dominica Amateur Volleyball Association, the senior men's national volleyball team got off to a solid start in set 1 of the final match against St. Vincent on Thursday night. It won the first set 25-22. The joy was short-lived, however, as St. Vincent regained the composure they exhibited throughout the tournament to win the next 3 sets in the match 25-19, 25-18, 25-21, taking the much-coveted spot in the third round of the World Championship qualifiers. Despite capturing second place, the team's talent did not go unnoticed as Jan Florent copped the award for Best Blocker. The second men's team to advance to the third round will be determined when St. Lucia, French St. Martin, Dutch St. Martin and Anguilla meet over the weekend. The association extends its thanks and congratulations to the team despite the result. That's all the sports for now. Join us again next time.
Stay tuned for your weekend weather forecast.
Good evening, viewers. Thanks for joining us for this evening weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Malaika Laron. First, taking a look at satellite imagery, and what we see is shallow clouds moving across the Les Antilles with multi-layered clouds moving across the northern portion associated with a low pressure system. Visible satellite imagery show a few low-level clouds across Dominica today. Radar imagery show a few isolated showers across the island chain. Tonight, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with brief showers. Tomorrow, expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers by afternoon. Sea conditions is expected to be slight to moderate with waves peaking near 7 feet. For the next 3 days, expect an increase in cloudiness on Sunday with a few scattered showers. On Monday, expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies, hazy and breezy with a few scattered showers. For the rest of the Caribbean, expect partly cloudy skies with a few scattered showers. On the international scene, expect thunderstorm activity in New York and Caracas, partly cloudy skies in Miami, overcast skies in London, and cloudy skies in Beijing. Also expect high temperature in Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:50 a.m. and will set at 6:31 p.m. Please remember we are in the hurricane season. For more information, call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit the website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing and have a pleasant night.
To end the news, the headlines again. The Roza Enhancement project to move into its second phase this year. A Dominican is acting DPP in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And a series of legacy projects and special focus on the country's indigenous people for Reunion 2018. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Lee, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend.